Good morning, children. How are you? Hope you're fit and fine. In the last session, children, I have taught you about chapter number 2, A Rupee Goes a Long Way. A Rupee Goes a Long Way has been written by Ruskin Bond and it has been adapted by A Rupee Goes a Long Way. This story is about a child called Ranji who was fond of eating jalebis. He wanted to purchase jalebis and he was having only 1 rupee coin. With that 1 rupee coin, he went to the Jumna sweet shop to purchase jalebis. The shopkeeper looked at the coin and he said that this coin is of no value. He was very upset. He just shrugged his shoulders and he went away out of the shop. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice of his friend Mohinder Singh. He asked him, "Where are you going?" Ranji told that I went to the Jumna sweet shop to purchase sweets, but he said this coin is out of use. Ranji's eye went on Mohinder's fishing rod and he asked Mohinder, "Can you please give me your fishing rod?" Ranji said, "But I am having only 1 rupee." Mohinder said that if I give this to you, you will either lose it or you will break it. Okay, he said, "You give me your 1 rupee coin. I know it's of no value, but I will give this 1 rupee coin to my uncle because my uncle collects old coins." Then he took the coin and he went to the riverside. Near the riverside, it was a muddy stream, but he didn't find any fish. Then he came back from the river. Suddenly, when he was walking along the road, he saw some houses where a boy was playing a flute. The boy was playing a very nice, beautiful flute he was playing. Ranji stopped there. He looked at the boy. The boy looked at Ranji. They both had conversation. The boy said, "You have been fishing." Ranji said, "No, I didn't find any fish because it was a muddy stream." Then they both looked at each other and Ranji gave his fishing rod to the boy and the boy gave his flute to Ranji. They had a trade exchange. Now till here I have taught the chapter. Now I am going to teach the remaining part of the chapter, children. Ranji took the flute and examined it. He put it to his lips and blew hard. There was a shrill, squeaky noise, and a startled magpie flew out of the mango tree. Now, Ranji took the flute and he started to blow the flute. It was very difficult for Ranji to blow the flute. As he blew the flute, there was a shrill. Shrill means a high and unpleasant sound, children. And squeaky noise means choo 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 choo, like this voice came from the flute because he was not having the knowledge of the flute, how to blow it. So some different voice came from the flute. And a bird was sitting on the mango tree. The name of the bird was magpie. Magpie bird means a type of bird. It is black and white bird and having a long tail, and the voice of the bird is just like a noisy cry. "Not bad," said Ranji. The boy had taken the rod from Ranji and was looking it over. "Not bad," he said. Ranji took the flute. He said, "It's not bad and I will manage it to blow it." Ranji hesitated no longer. "Let's exchange." Ranji, without any time, he thought that this flute, I can blow it. And they both had exchanged the flute and the fishing rod. A trade was made. The boy took the fishing rod and went on his way, leaving Ranji with the flute. They had an exchange of the things. He gave the fishing rod and he gave his flute, and they had an exchange. And the boy went with the fishing rod, and now Ranji was still playing the flute. Ranji began playing the flute. The notes sounded lovely to him, but they startled people who were passing on the road. The people who were passing from the road, they were just watching Ranji, how he was making the irritating voice. But he loved playing the flute. He tried very hard to play the flute. When he came to the clock tower where the bazaar began, he sat on the low wall and blew vigorously on the flute. He put his full energy on the flute, but the flute didn't blow with Ranji. "I can play it better than that," said a boy who was carrying several empty milk cans. Suddenly, a boy was passing from near the Ranji's side. He said that, "I know how to play the flute, and you give to me, I can blow the flute." Children, we will look onto the word meaning. Had an eye on the flute means wanted very much to love the flute because Ranji wanted to have the flute. Examine means to look very carefully. Startle, looking in an unpleasant way. Magpie. Magpie is the name of the bird, black and white color bird, having long tail and having a noisy cry. Hesitated no longer means waited no longer and waited anymore. Trade means exchange of goods. Vigorously means with full force of energy. Now you can turn your page, children. You can see on the next page, Ranji sitting under the tree on the low wall. He is having the flute in his hand. He is trying to blow the flute, and suddenly a boy comes there. He is having several empty milk cans, and he saw Ranji playing the flute, and he stopped there. He said, "I can play the flute." "Let's see," said Ranji. The boy took the flute and played a lovely little tune. The boy said that, "I know how to play the flute." "Okay." Then Ranji said, "You can have it for ₹1," said Ranji. Ranji said, "You can take this flute for ₹1." "I don't have any money to spare," said the boy, "but you can have this necklace." What did the boy say? The boy said, "I'm not having any rupee, but you can do one thing. I'm having a necklace. You can take this necklace and you can give the flute to me." He showed Ranji a pretty necklace of brightly colored stones. "The stones are very precious," said the boy. "They were found in the mountains near Tibet." He said, "I have brought this ornament from Tibet. I can give this to you." "The stones are very precious," said the boy. "They were found in the mountains near Tibet." The boy said that the stones are very precious and I found near the Tibet, near the mountains, and you can have this. Ranji knew the stones had little value, but they were pretty, and he was tired of the flute. Ranji was very much tired of the flute, and he said that, "I'm tired of the flute. You better take the flute and you can give your precious ornament to me." They had made the exchange, and the boy went off playing the flute. Ranji was about to thrust the necklace into his pocket. The thrust means to push the necklace into his pocket. Into his pocket, when he noticed a girl staring at him. Suddenly he saw one girl, and she was staring at Ranji. Her name was Koki, and she lived close to his house. Her name was Koki, and the girl just lived near Ranji's house. "Hello, Koki," he said. "What's that you have, Ranji?" "A necklace. Would you like to have it?" "Oh, thank you," said Koki, clapping her hands with pleasure. Ranji asked Koki, "Do you want to have this necklace?" Because she was staring at Ranji from a long time, and that girl lives near Ranji's house. But that girl was very happy. She clapped her hands and said that, "Yes, it's my great pleasure if I have this necklace." ₹1, said Ranji. "Oh," said Koki. Ranji said, "I will give this necklace to you in ₹1. If you want to have, you can give me ₹1 and I can give this necklace to you." Now see the word meaning, children. I don't have any money to spare. She was not having extra money to buy the flute. I don't have any extra money to buy the flute with. Thrush means to push something quickly and with full force. She made a face, but Ranji was looking the other way and humming. Koki kept staring at the necklace. Slowly she opened a little purse, took out a shining new rupee and held it out. Ranji handed her the necklace. Then he ran across the Jumna sweet shop and tossed the coin at the counter. Now Koki has given ₹1 coin, and now he was very happy. He ran to the Jumna sweet shop to purchase jalebis. After a long time, he got his ₹1 back, and he wanted to purchase jalebis. And now when he purchased jalebis, he came back to Koki. "Jalebis for ₹1, he said. The sweet seller studied the coin carefully and said, "Always at your service, sir." He filled a paper bag with hot jalebis and handed them over. The shopkeeper was very happy to see the proper coin, and he was very happy. He said, "Always I am at your service, sir. I am going to give you I'm going to give some jalebis with ₹1." And he packed the hot jalebis, and now Ranji got the jalebis, and he went to Koki. When Ranji reached the clock tower, he found Koki waiting. Koki was also waiting for Ranji. "Oh, I'm so hungry," she said, giving him a shy smile. She said, "Yes, I am also hungry. Come on, let's have jalebis." So they sat side by side on the low wall, and Koki helped Ranji finish the jalebis. And now Ranji, with ₹1, he got the jalebis, and now they both are sitting and enjoying eating jalebis. At last, Ranji got his ₹1 back, which he has given in the beginning. So this story is about a child who was fond of jalebis, and how he, with that ₹1, how he bought the jalebis at the last. Children, here we can see one word meaning at the last. Made a face showed she was not happy about having to pay for the necklace. Means she was not happy to pay for the necklace. Okay children, now we are going to move on to the exercise. Now see page number 19 children. Understanding the text. Mark whether the sentences are true or not true. Correct the sentence that are not true. You have to see this one sentences children. Okay, I am going to read from the book. You also take a book in your hand children. The shopkeeper told Ranji that the 1 rupee coin was of no use. It's a true. Yes, shopkeeper told that this 1 rupee coin is of no use. Second one. Mohinder Singh agreed to take the coin because he collected old ones. No, this sentence is not true. Mohinder Singh uncle collected old coins. Mohinder Singh didn't collect the old coins. Now see the third one children. There was a lot of fish in the river and Ranji was able to use the fishing rod well. No, it was a muddy stream and there was no fish. So this sentence is not true. There were no fish in the river and Ranji returned empty handed. See the fourth one children. Ranji exchanged the fishing rod for a necklace. This sentence is also not true. Ranji exchanged the fishing rod for the flute. Fifth one. Ranji gave the necklace to Koki and did not take any money for it. This sentence also is not true. Again, this one. Ranji gave the necklace to Koki in exchange for the rupee. Now see the next exercise children. These are question answers children. Answer these questions in a few sentences. I am going to read the question and you will see the answers are here. Ranji said to the shopkeeper, "Are you sure?" What were they talking about? The sentence is said by Ranji. He said to the shopkeeper, "Are you sure?" When did he say this sentence? The shopkeeper told Ranji that the 1 rupee coin Ranji had was of no value because it was old. Ranji wanted to know if the shopkeeper was sure of it. What happened? Ranji wanted to know whether the shopkeeper, what he's saying is right or wrong, because he said that this rupee is of no value. So he was making it confirm. Are you sure, sir? He said this sentence. What did Ranji find when he reached the river? What did he find there? What he found? He found a muddy stream there. Ranji found that the river had dried up and was just a muddy stream. The water was not deep enough to have any fish in it. When Ranji went near the river, he found that it was a muddy stream and there were no fish there. Now the third question children. Who told Ranji that he could play better than him? Was this true? Now who said this one? The boy with the milk can said he could play the flute better than Ranji. He was right. He played a lovely tune with it. What happened? The boy who came with the several empty milk cans, he said that I can play the flute better than you. And the fourth question children. Why do you think Ranji took the necklace even though he knew it was of a little value? Now why did he say? Ranji was tired of the flute. Ranji was tired of the flute because blowing the flute, he knew that he can't blow the flute, so he was tired and he thought that it's better to give the necklace to Koki and take 1 rupee from Koki. Now fifth question children. Koki kept staring at the necklace. Why did she do this? Koki found the necklace pretty and he wanted it for herself. Koki knew that this necklace is very pretty and she wanted it for herself. In the end, Ranji buy the jalebis. How did this happen? How did Ranji bought jalebis? Ranji sold the necklace to Koki for a rupee and with this new coin he bought the jalebis that he wanted. At the last, Ranji gave the necklace to Koki with 1 rupee and when he got the 1 rupee coin he went back to the shop and he bought the jalebis. Now children, we will move on to next exercise, structures. In this We are going to study about the infinite verbs and non-infinite verbs. First, I will explain to children what is the meaning of infinite verb and what is the meaning of non-infinite verb. Infinite verb change according to the person, number and tense, and non-infinite verb do not change according to the subject. Again, I will explain finite verb and non-infinite verb. Finite verb change according to the person, number and tense, and non-infinite verb do not change according to the subject. You will see the first one, children. Here, cook. I am not cooking anything for lunch. Let's go out. It's non-infinite verb. Cooking is a non-infinite verb, children. Second one, children. He knew how to cook a 20-course meal for a wedding. This is non-infinite verb. Cook is a non-infinite verb. She cooks only on the weekends. This is finite verb. Cooks. Now I will explain the third and the fourth one, children. Second you can do on your own. Third one. Vinay enjoys watching wildlife television serials. This is a finite verb, children. We were enjoying the outdoors when it began to rain. This is non-infinite verb. You must learn to enjoy other food when you travel overseas. This is non-infinite verb, children. See here, the fourth one. On winning the finals, he donated the prize money to charity. This is non-infinite. They struggled really hard to win the team event. This is also non-infinitive. We won against all odds. How proud he felt. This is finite verb. Again I will explain, children. Finite verb and non-infinite verb. Finite verb change according to the person, number and tense, and non-infinite verb do not change according to the subject. Now the next exercise, children. Now you can see on the next page, children. Here present participle and past participles are given here, children. Here we have in the present participle ing we are going to put, and in the past participle ed we are going to put. Means here in this one the word that are in the blue letters, these are present participle or past participles, and we have to choose the correct verb here. Okay. Ranji was wandering through the bazaar. Ranji was wandering through the bazaar. ing. See, present participle is ing here. Koki took out a shining new rupee coin. Shining is the present participle here. He had reached a few scattered houses. Reached, ed, past participle, children. Ranji was tired of the fruit. Again, past participle. See, children, here we have to choose the correct form of verb here. The first we have whether we have to use ing or whether we have to use ed. Okay, children. The next two you can do on your own, children. Now see the next exercise. In this exercise we have to use the present participle or the past participle. And see here one word is given in the bracket in the blue ink. That word we have to match the column, and one part is in the M and another part is in the N. We have to make a new sentence. Match the sentences in column M and N to complete the meaning. Use the examples above to guide you and use the correct form of the verb in brackets. Now see, children, here you can see the match the column here. I thought the play would be boring. Here one word is given here, bore. I have changed into boring, but the actors were excellent. The spelling is also changed, boring, B-O-R-I-N-G. Who are those people waiting? The word is wait. I have made into waiting. Who are those people waiting at the gate? They have been standing there for a long time. The coach has permitted. Now see, children, permit is given here. I have added there ed. The coach has permitted to the players to take a short break. They have been training for 3 hours. Why are you looking? I have made the word ing. I have added the ing. Why are you looking at your watch repeatedly? Are you expecting someone? I have watched. I have put here ed. I have watched this film many times, but it still brings tears to my eyes. While I was cleaning, I have put there ing, children. The cobwebs on the ceiling, I sprained my neck. It will take a few days to heal fully. Now children, here I have added there. In some places I have added ing, and in some places I have added ed. Here also complete the sentences with correct form of verb. Here also one word is given there. You have to choose the correct form of verb. We have dash eat too much for dinner, we can't go to bed yet. We have to choose the correct form of verb here, children. Eat is given here. So we are going to write eaten. We have eaten. The correct form of the verb is eaten. I have dash speak to my parents about the trip. I hope they permit me to go. The word speak is given here. You must have learned the three forms of verbs: speak, spoke and spoken. Now see children here, I have spoken to my parents about the trip. Spoken. Has anyone of you dash think about what you can do to stop environmental pollution? It's your world too. Here again think. I've used the correct form of the verb, that is thought. She has dash to bring lunch. Now here I've used the correct form of verb. The rescue found 3 people alive or had fallen over them and protected them. Again see children here, find will be found and fall will be fallen. Here I have used the correct form of verb. Now children, we will move on to next page, page number 23 children. Here, in this one, you have to complete the sentences choosing the correct idioms from the box. You have to refer to the mini dictionary at the end of the book for the meaning of the idioms. You may have to change their form suitably. You can see children, green and grey color, some boxes are made under this one, and there you will find some idioms. What is the meaning of idiom? Idiom means muhavre. In Hindi you must be knowing, no? Idioms means muhavre. You have to choose one idioms from there and you have to use in the fill-ups. Vishal is a loyal friend. Loyal friend means honest friend. He will never dash on when you need him. Means the first idiom what I have taken from the box is turn his back on it. Means he will not be dishonest to you. He wants to study drama and act. He thinks he's not really cut to be a scientist. Means he wanted to study drama and act, but he doesn't want to become a scientist. I like both the red bag and the blue bag. One in the shop. I could not make up my mind is the correct idiom about which one to buy. Means I have not taken my correct decision which one to buy. The next one you can study on your own children. It's very simple. Now, children, you will see in the next exercise functions, there are in the yellow box there are blue in the blue ink words are given. With that word you have to make a sentence, means you have to give some advice. Suppose if you were in that situation, what advice you should have given. Okay children. Now see here, your brother watches too much television and does not get any exercise. You have to give advice to that person. So how you are going to give? I made a sentence like that. You really should exercise more and cut down on watching television if you want to stay healthy and fit. You have to give your advice and you have to construct a sentence also, children. So I made this one. You really should exercise more and cut down on watching the television if you want to stay healthy and fit. Now second one. Your friend has not taken his raincoat. It looks like it is going to rain. Now with the blue one, words are given. If I were you, if I were in your place, what should I have done? If I were you, I would take my raincoat along. Now the third one, your friend wants to play during lunch break and does not eat his packed lunch. Now again children, here you have to give the advice to that person. Hadn't you better eat your lunch first? So here children, you have to give the advice to that child. Only these are work in pairs and practice offering advice. Means you have to give advice and you have to just make sentence on this sentences. Now see children, the next exercise is punctuation. What is punctuation children? Punctuation, there are some marks, punctuation marks are there. Punctuation will always start a letter with capital letter and ends with a full stop. And in the middle of the sentence, many punctuation marks come. For example, comma, inverted commas, single inverted commas, double inverted commas, apostrophe s, question tag is at the end of the sentence, exclamation marks are there. These all comes under punctuation. And now we are going to study here about speech marks. What is a speech mark? double inverted commas. These are called speech marks. For example, children, here you will see here, have you finished your homework? And these speech marks we use when some words have to be said. For example, see here, children, have you finished your homework? The teacher said. The have you finished your homework? The teacher asked. Here, the teacher asked. What did the teacher ask? Teacher asks, have you finished your homework? So here I have put double inverted commas because the teacher has asked this sentence. So have you finished your homework? Here I have added double inverted commas. These are called speech marks. Let's have a cup of coffee, my friend said to me. Let's have a cup of coffee. Here also in the beginning and at the end of the coffee, I've used double inverted commas. What a lovely flowers, Sonali exclaimed. Again, children, here I have put double inverted commas in the beginning and after the flower, double inverted commas. See, these are speech marks. I read a very interesting book yesterday. It is a story of a young boy who is a daydreamer, said Neha to her friend. Again here, children, I have used the double inverted commas. I read a very interesting book yesterday. It is the story of a young boy who is a daydreamer, said Neha to her friend. Double inverted commas I have used in the beginning and at the end of the dreamer also I put. Now children, in the next exercise, in the last exercise, writing part, here a narration has to be done. Children, here rewrite the story as if it were told by Koki. Okay, begin from the time when she meets Ranji. Include the answers to all these questions. Some questions are given and I have written the answers and I have made a paragraph. Okay, so these are the questions and I made a paragraph. Only you have to read the paragraph and you have to write in your rough copy. I have made this one, children, for you. A story I have made, and this story has been said by Koki. According to the question, I made a paragraph, and this paragraph you have to read and you have to write in the rough copy. Now I am going to conclude my session. I hope you must have understood the chapter. Until then, stay safe, be happy. Goodbye, children.